actually, let's start talking about Disney Plus, because we got a lot of stuff to go through real quick. Because they announced a lot of series coming to Disney Plus. Today, actually, like a lot of this news dropped today. So, let's start off with the Blast from the Past. A Lizzie McGuire sequel series is in the works for Disney Plus, which will have Hilary Duff reprising her role, and the character will be 30 years old now and living in New York. The animated version of Lizzie, who was basically like the inner Lizzie in the series, will also be returning to commentate on modern day Lizzie's life as she works as the apprentice to a decorator. And also the original show creator, Terry Minsky, is returning as well. No release date was announced for this. For those of you who liked High School Musical, and not sure why you do, High School Musical, the series, got its first trailer.
Oh boy.
So, High School Musical, the series, is coming to Disney Plus.
I just want to put movie in there so they got everything crossed. But it's not a movie, it's a series.
High School Musical, the musical, the series.
Yes.
Just why? Just why? Anyway, that's a thing. Let's see. After starring in this summer's Toy Story 4, the Pixar breakout character Forky, voiced by Arrested Development's Tony Hale, is getting his own Disney Plus series. Oh. Because why not? Though previously announced, Disney gave fans at the Expo a look at the upcoming series, with Hale on stage to introduce the first look. Next, we got another Pixar-based Disney Plus series in the works called Monsters at Work, for those of you who are fans of the Monsters, Inc. franchise, which we haven't actually seen in quite a few years. I believe the last one was when they were at university, Monster U or something like that, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now it's getting its own Disney Plus series as well, which is going to be nice. Then a show we already knew about, but we got more information about, is Marvel's animated What If series. Has confirmed that it has confirmed the following MCU actors will be returning to voice their characters in this series. So there's a bunch of them here, so I'm just going to go through them real quick. We have Jeffrey Wright will be returning to play the Watcher. Haley Atwell will be returning to voice Peggy Carter. Sebastian Stan will be voicing Bucky Barnes. Toby Jones will be returning to voice Arnim Zola. Dominic Cooper will be coming back as the young version of Howard Stark. Stanley Tucci will be returning to voice Abraham Erskine. Neil McDonough will be voicing Howling Commando Dum Dum Dugan. Chris Hemsworth will be, of course, returning for Thor. Jeff Goldblum will be returning as the voice of Grandmaster from Ragnarok. Taika Waititi will be returning for his character Korg. Tom Hiddleston will voice Loki. Natalie Portman will voice Jane Foster. Paul Rudd will voice Ant-Man. David Malchian? I am sorry for butchering your name. Will be returning as will voice Kurt, the hacker member of Scott Lang's crew. I can't talk tonight. I do apologize. Michael Douglas will be returning as Hank Pym. Chadwick Boseman will be, of course, Black Panther. Michael B. Jordan will be voicing Eric Killmonger. Josh Brolin will be returning as Thanos, the Mad Titan. Karen Gillan will be returning as Nebula. Michael Rooker will be returning as Yondu. Come on. Dijon Honsao. That is like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. He's returning for Korath. I am sorry for butchering your name if I butcher your name. Sean Gunn will voice Kraglin. Chris Sullivan will be voicing Taserface. Taserface, what a name.
Right.
Samuel L. Jackson will be returning to voice Nick Fury. Mark Ruffalo will be voicing Bruce Banner and Hulk. Jeremy Renner will be voicing Clint Barton. And yeah, that's it. So that's quite the star-studded lineup for at least season 1, at least what we know of so far. So well, that's pretty cool. We got to know a bit more about Loki, Marvel's Loki series. Basically, you know, confirmation that it is following the events of Endgame, where he escaped with the Tesseract during the time heist. It's been about 2 months now, so spoiler warning, I believe, is not necessary at this point. So, sorry, not sorry if you haven't seen it yet. We got Falcon and Winter Soldier details. Confirmed that Emily Van Camp will be returning as Sharon Carter, the character which first appeared in The Winter Soldier. Additionally, a new character to the MCU, John Walker, will be played as Wyatt Russell in the series. And then, of course, we got the other stuff for the Phase 4 lineup, the like WandaVision. Let's see. WandaVision hasn't started shooting yet, but it will be starting shooting soon, actually, here in New York, I believe. I actually saw a recent story about that. They were showing pictures of the set being constructed. We also got new Marvel shows that were announced, including Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and Miss Marvel, all of which are going to be interesting. For those of you who don't know, Moon Knight's kind of like an anti-hero version of Batman, Marvel's anti-hero version of Batman, who isn't afraid to get a little blood on his gloves. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I mean. She-Hulk, for if they're following the canon, is a lawyer who becomes irradiated and becomes She-Hulk. Or no, I believe she gets a transfusion of Banner's blood, if I'm remembering correctly. Like, I'm a bit fuzzy on details for some of these lesser-known characters. Miss Marvel. The version of Miss Marvel that they're going to be following is the more modern version, which is Kamala Khan, who takes the role over from Carol Danvers, who was the original Miss Marvel. And she's actually Marvel's first Muslim character, for those of you that are interested in stuff like that. Then we have actually a bunch of live-action Disney movies that are going to be released on Disney+. Including Stargirl, Timmy Failure, which is based off a detective story thing. Let's see. Mistakes Were Made, the story of Timmy and his world-class detective agency. Live-action version of Lady and the Tramp, featuring Tessa Thompson and Justin Theroux as the romantic duo. Togo, based on the true story of how a man and his dog embark on a life-saving mission. And Noelle, starring Anna Kendrick as Santa's daughter, who finds herself needing to save the holidays with the help of her brother, played by Bill Hader. Next up, we have Muppets Now, which is it's a Muppets show. The Muppets will be starring in an unscripted short-form series called Muppets Now. The teaser video was shown at the D23 Expo crowd and featured Kermit excited to tell the crowd about what the Muppets have planned, but legal prevents him from describing what will be the focus of the show, what celebrity guests might appear, and more, and it's worth noting that the series is planned to premiere next year. This is a weird one and kind of has, like, very Disney live-action TV show vibes from it, just based off the name alone. It's Diary of a Female President. So, Diary of a Female President is the story of a 12-year-old girl who's trying to make her way through school before eventually becoming President of the United States. Yeah. Star Wars The Clone Wars, which was previously confirmed to be returning to Disney Plus with new shows, new seasons, and stuff like that. The famously popular TV series that was canceled on Cartoon Network right after Disney acquired LucasArts, because Cartoon Network is a Warner Brothers based channel, you know, so it makes sense that they don't want their properties on competition's network, you know. They're bringing it back, and it has been confirmed that it will be debuting in February of next year on the streaming service. So that's good to know. With Kathleen Kennedy confirmed the return window on stage at the expo, but did not show new footage. And we have... Okay, I'm just going to precurse this by saying there are 2 new Star Wars-based live-action series coming to Disney Plus that we previously did not know about. We previously knew about The Mandalorian. We previously knew about Clone Wars. But there are 2 new ones that we did not previously know about that were announced at D23 this weekend, today, basically. One of them being a Rogue One prequel series. It will be, the new series will be based on Rogue One characters Cassian Andor, Diego Luna, and K2S0, Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, it's exactly how I say it. Tudyk.
Okay. The 2 stars appeared on stage discussing in vague terms their spy series, which is currently in pre-production and scheduled to shoot next year, which means we probably won't be seeing it until at least 2021. And of course, they showed off more footage of The Mandalorian, which is set to debut this November 12th to be exact. And then one of the big reveals for the expo was the reveal of a long speculated and now finally confirmed Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series, with Ewan McGregor returning to reprise his role as Obi-Wan, and is set to begin filming in 2020, which, same as the Rogue One series, probably means we won't be seeing it until 2021, possibly later. So that does it for Disney Plus, but we also have a bit of news on their movie fronts. We already mentioned the Kit Harington thing, as well as... So Kit Harington and Richard Madden, Jon Snow and Robb Stark, respectively, are both joining the MCU, and both in the same movie, in The Eternals. That's not all we saw. They also showed off a trailer for the Black Widow movie. Pixar showed off two different movies. One of them being Soul, which is going to be releasing June 19th of next year, which stars Jamie Foxx as a high school music teacher with a dream of playing at a big jazz club. The film is about where souls come from and all the things that make you who you are. John Batiste is writing music while Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross are working on the score. Soul also stars Tina Fey, Daveed Diggs, Philika Rashad, and Questlove, and will be in theaters June 19th, 2020. They also showed a glimpse of new footage for Onward, which is going to be starring Tom Holland, Chris Pratt, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Then we got the latest look at Disney's most recent attempt at translating one of their rides into a movie with Jungle Cruise, starring the Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt. Now, for those of you who don't know, Disney kind of has a bit of a mixed history with trying to turn their rides into film adaptations. On one hand, we have the knock out of the park hit that was the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, at least the first 3 movies. Then you also have the general flops that were Haunted Mansion, for example, with Eddie Murphy.
So disappointing.
But yeah, so this is their latest attempt at trying to turn their rides into something feasible for movie adaptations. We don't really know much about it other than the fact that they showed 2 different trailers. The Rock showed like more like it's supposed to be like a rom-com, I believe. They showed 2 different trailers, both of which turned out to not be the real trailer because they were kind of like The Rock showing off one trailer and then Emily Blunt showing off a different trailer, like, and so they were like kind of like doing this skit, I guess, on stage. So we don't really know like like how things are going to be exactly. Maybe there's hints of the movie in both of them. Maybe both are accurate, but they're kind of like, because apparently the two trailers were tonally different. So like they're like one's more of an actiony trailer, one's more of like a rom-com trailer, stuff like that. So I don't know.
We'll see, I guess.
See. Tom Holland said like, okay, so Tom Holland finally replied to the whole Spidey controversy. He was on stage at D23 because I mean he's in the Pixar movie, so he was there to actually promote Pixar's Onward. But at the same time, he kind of addressed the whole Disney Sony split by addressing the crowd, being like, listen, it's been a crazy week, but thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I love you 3000.
That's just such a nice, simple, sweet reply.
And actually, yeah, something interesting happened like over the since the news broke. So Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. actually got together like a few days ago and went on a hike together.
I saw that.
Yeah,
So
like
cute.
if you guys are following him on social media or anything like that, check out like his Twitter or his Instagram or whatever. You'll see pictures of him and I want to say him and Tony, him and Robert RDJ out together, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
I like hiking.
Yeah, it's, hiking's fun. I enjoy it as well. But next up we have a Black Panther 2 finally got a release date, which we were expecting earlier in the year at Comic-Con, like last month. But we finally got it today, and Black Panther 2 will be releasing May 6th, 2022. So keep that in mind because, as we know, Black Panther 2 isn't part of Phase 4, so that might actually be the first movie in Phase 5. So, just keep that in mind. Next, they showed off Raya and the Last Dragon, which is I believe it's an animated movie. Anyway, it's comes from the writer of Crazy Rich Asians, Adele Lim, and reunites one of the hit rom-com stars, Aquafina. I'm sorry, but that name, when I first read that, I'm like, is that really their name? But yes, it is, and I do apologize. Yes, it's an animated adventure about a lovable fire breather. And according to CNET, CNET's Caitlin Petrokovitz. I am sorry, some of these names I'm just having so much trouble with tonight.
Russian name.
Yes.
Aquafina, water.
According to CNET's Caitlin Petrokovitz. So I'm going to say it because it's the easiest way I can say it. It looks beautiful, and it was so authentic looking and breathtaking that the water in the scene shown to attendees seemed real. So I'm guessing it's like a CG animated movie then, based off that description. The dragon, Sisu, S-I-S-U, might be pronouncing that wrong, is inspired by water spirit dragons, and when we meet her, she's in human form, needing Raya and her band of friends to help her. Lim also said she said the film is inspired by her own background, saying, "We're bringing our childhood fantasies to life." Next was a scene from Mulan that was shown, which is the matchmaker scene from the beginning of the movie. And then following that, we actually got Emma Stone and Cruella, which is Disney's been okay, so their ride movies, they haven't been doing too well. They're hit or miss. Obviously, I've mentioned Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion. However, one thing that they have been doing right is their villain-focused movies, like Malevolent, and
no, it's Maleficent.
Maleficent, yes. And I don't believe that was the first one that they did. That might have been the first one that they did. I forget now, but they're doing another
I don't
one.
think that Snow White and the Huntsman was that even related to any of this at all?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think that was Disney related.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're getting a movie based off Cruella, and it's going to be set in 1970s London, and it's going to be starring Emma Stone and Emma Thompson. Stone playing a younger Cruella de Vil before she got her hands on those 101 Dalmatians.
Huh. I'm intrigued.
So it's a prequel starring everyone's favorite puppy Skinner. Or wannabe puppy Skinner.
That?
Because it's true.
I know, but it's...
She wanted to make a fur coat out of Dalmatian puppies.
I know.
And then Mr. Burns wanted to do it later, too. Greyhound tuxedo. Santa's Little Helpers pups. Yeah.
God.
But yeah, so that pretty much covers Disney on the media front, at the very least. Disney Plus and some of their upcoming movies. We don't really have a release date for Cruella. Mulan's obviously coming out later this year. I believe anyway. I think so. Some of these, we don't really have much in the way of release dates. Some of these were reveals, like Jungle Cruise, the Raya and the Last Dragon. Oh, yeah. Did we have a release date for Black Widow? I think we did, but if we didn't, that comes out May 1st, 2020. Uh, yeah, that'll do it for Disney in the way of the movie department and the series department for now, anyway. Pretty good lineups, so I will say that. Quite a few.
They're definitely coming out
interesting
hot
stuff.
with this new Disney Plus.
Oh yeah. But you know, we all know about the Star Wars addition to Disneyland, Disney World, and a few other places that just came out this year, earlier this year. And now they're working on a new Avengers compound Disney attraction, which, embarrassingly enough, is very heavily Spider-Man themed. Keep in mind, though, that Sony only owns the rights to Spider-Man as a movie property. So they don't really own the rights to it as, like Ed pointed out earlier, TV property. Or, I mean, obviously they don't own the comic properties as comic book property because that's still Marvel. So everything else, like video games, TV, and other forms of entertainment, aren't owned by Sony. And however, at the same time, I think they were kind of banking on Spider-Man still being in the MCU when they
Oh yeah,
when this
for sure.
when this became a thing. So
Well,
yeah,
if they don't own the video game rights to Spider-Man, they still bought Insomniac Games, which made the Spider-Man game. Gotta
True.
bring that up.
But at the same time, keep in mind Spider-Man was in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which which came out exclusively to the Switch. And as far as we know, he's probably in the Crystal Dynamic Marvel game too. So I don't think we've heard either way on that, actually.
I haven't seen anything.
We do know that they're going to be adding heroes in, though, to that, so they might add Spider-Man in. Okay, so yeah, this Avengers campus is going to be, according to this, there's the Avengers Campus California, the Avengers Campus Paris, as well as mission stations in looks like China, and Disney Hong Kong has the Stark Expo. But yeah, so they're getting Avengers themed and Marvel themed places all across the board. So you have Stark Expo at Disney Hong Kong. You have Avengers campuses in both Disney Paris and Disney California. We know that it's going to be in California Adventure, not Disneyland. Meanwhile, I'm not sure if this is going to be in Epcot or Disney World, but Florida is getting the Xandarian Outpost. So we are getting Marvel-related stuff all across Disney parks.